Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Everyday English Room. I'm really happy to be here today, and I'm excited to talk with you. Our topic today is transportation, a very useful topic for daily life. I think transportation is important for travel, work, school, and fun. We all use transportation every day, and we have many feelings about it. So let's learn English, enjoy the conversation, and share real-life experiences.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm very happy to join you today and talk about transportation with Emma. Transportation is everywhere, and it's something all people in all countries use. Sometimes transportation is easy and fast, but sometimes it can be stressful. So today we will talk honestly and share our ideas and emotions. I hope you learn new English words and enjoy this friendly podcast with us.
I want to start by talking about daily transportation because it's a big part of my life. Every morning, I take the bus to work, and sometimes I really enjoy it. I like sitting near the window and listening to music, and it feels relaxing for me. But when the bus is late or too crowded, I feel stressed and tired. Sometimes I think, why is transportation so difficult today? So daily transportation can make me feel both happy and annoyed.
I understand you very well, Emma, because transportation also affects my feelings every day. I usually take the train to my job, and when the train is fast, clean, and quiet, I feel great. But when the train is crowded and noisy, I feel uncomfortable and angry. Sometimes the train stops for no reason, and I just wait, and it makes me feel impatient. But even with problems, I think the train is still better than driving because I don't need to worry about traffic. So daily transportation gives me a mix of good and bad emotions too.
One more thing about the bus is that the people on the bus make a big difference for me. When people smile or say good morning, it makes the bus ride feel warm and friendly. But sometimes people push or argue, and it changes my whole mood. I wish more people were patient and kind on public transportation. Transportation is not only about vehicles, it's also about human behavior. When people are polite, everything feels better.
Yes, absolutely, Emma. I think the same about the train. Sometimes I meet nice people and we talk a little, and it makes the morning feel good. But sometimes people are rude or loud, and it makes the trip stressful. I also think transportation teaches us patience and respect, because we all share the same space. If we all try to be more calm and friendly, transportation becomes easier for everyone. Good behavior is more important than speed sometimes.
I agree, and I also want to talk about taxis. Sometimes I take a taxi when I'm late or tired, and I can't wait for the bus. I love it when the taxi driver is friendly and the trip is fast. It feels comfortable and safe, and I can relax. But sometimes the taxi is too expensive or the driver drives too fast, and it makes me nervous. So taxis can be helpful, but also stressful depending on the situation.
That's funny because I also take taxis sometimes, and I usually have very strong emotions. When the driver plays nice music and drives safely, it feels like a really calm and enjoyable moment. But when the driver goes too fast or uses the phone while driving, I get very scared and anxious. I also don't like when traffic is heavy and the taxi price becomes very high. So taxis can be good or bad, just like you said. They really depend on the driver and the road.
I want to add something simple but important. Walking. Sometimes walking is my favorite transportation because it's free, healthy, and peaceful. When the weather is nice, I love walking slowly and looking at the city. I feel relaxed and connected to the world around me. I think walking is the most natural and emotional form of transportation.
Walking is amazing. I agree. I love walking after work because it helps me clear my mind and reduce stress. When I walk, I can think about my day, my dreams, and my plans. I feel free, and I don't need to wait for a bus or train or sit in a car. Sometimes I walk for 1 hour just because I enjoy the feeling. Walking is simple, but it gives me a lot of happiness.
So, it's interesting that transportation can make us stressed or relaxed, tired or happy. A bus, a train, a taxi, or even walking can completely change how we feel that day. I think it's important to choose the best transportation for our emotions, not only for time. Sometimes fast transportation is not the best. Sometimes peace is more important. That's something I realized about my life.
That's a beautiful thought, Emma, and I like it very much. Transportation is not only movement, it's also part of our emotional life. Every journey teaches us something and gives us an experience. I think when we understand our feelings better, we can choose better transportation and feel more comfortable. So transportation is not only practical, it's also personal. And that's what makes this topic so interesting.
Jack, now I want to talk about the difficult side of transportation, because not every day is easy. Sometimes transportation makes life very stressful and tiring. For example, when the bus is late and I have to wait in the cold or the rain, I feel angry and helpless. I look at the time again and again, and I feel worried because I don't want to be late for work. It's like transportation controls my day and my emotions. I think many people experience this feeling, and it is really not easy.
I know that feeling very well, Emma. Sometimes I arrive at the train station and see a sign that says, "Train delayed." My heart immediately feels heavy and upset because I know I will be late and I can't do anything to fix it. Waiting for a train or bus makes me feel powerless, like I'm stuck in time. And when the train finally comes, everyone tries to enter at once, and it becomes stressful and chaotic. Transportation delays really affect my mental health.
Traffic jams are another big problem for me. When I take a taxi or when my friend drives me somewhere and we get stuck in traffic, I feel trapped. I look outside and the cars are not moving, and I think, why does this have to happen today? My body becomes tired even though I'm just sitting. I start to feel worried about time, and it's hard to relax. Traffic jams steal time and energy, and that makes me frustrated.
Yes, traffic jams are terrible for me too. When I drive, I feel very stressed because I need to focus on the road, other cars, and the time. And when traffic is slow, I feel angry inside because I want to arrive quickly, but I can't. I try to stay calm, but my mind becomes full of negative emotions. Sometimes I listen to music to relax, but it doesn't always help. Driving in traffic is one of the worst transportation problems for me.
Another stress for me is the cost of transportation. Buses and trains are usually cheap, but when I need a taxi, it can be very expensive. Sometimes the price is double or triple because of traffic, and I feel shocked when I see the final cost. I feel sad because I work hard to earn money and I don't want to waste it on transportation. It makes me think, why does traveling have to be this expensive? So money is another transportation challenge.
I feel the same way. Transportation costs can make life hard, especially when we need to travel often. I have friends who spend a big part of their salary just on daily transportation, and that makes them tired and unhappy. Sometimes I think transportation should be more affordable for everyone because we all need it to live our lives. It doesn't feel fair when traveling becomes a financial problem. Transportation should make life easier, not harder.
There is also the fear of accidents. Sometimes when I'm in a car and the driver goes too fast, I feel scared and unsafe.
My heart beats quickly and my hands become cold because I imagine something bad happening. Even on the train, when it shakes or makes a loud sound, I feel nervous. Safety is so important for me, and I don't like losing control when someone else is driving. Transportation danger really affects my emotions.
I understand that fear very clearly. I also worry about accidents when I drive or when I'm in someone else's car. When I hear sirens or see damaged cars on the road, I immediately feel nervous and sad. I think about how fragile life is and how one accident can change everything. I wish all drivers were careful and patient on the road. Safety is more important than speed, but not everyone understands that.
Another problem that bothers me is noise during transportation. Sometimes on the bus, people talk loudly, play music, or shout on the phone, and it hurts my ears and my mood. I want the trip to be peaceful, but the noise makes me feel stressed and angry. I can't relax, and I can't focus on my thoughts. Noise pollution is a real problem in transportation, and many people ignore it. I think people should respect others more when they travel.
I agree completely. Noise on the train also makes me very uncomfortable. Sometimes people talk loudly, sometimes there are sounds from the train itself, and sometimes babies cry, and it makes me feel tense. I try to stay calm, but the noise keeps humming and I can't escape it. I think public transportation needs a balance between silence and communication. A quiet environment can make travel much more pleasant for everyone.
And what about long waiting lines? For example, when many people want to take the bus or train and we have to stand in a long line, I feel tired even before traveling. I stand there thinking about the time I'm losing and I become impatient. Sometimes the bus arrives and not everyone can get in, and that makes me feel hopeless. Waiting in long lines makes transportation much more stressful than it should be. We lose time, energy, and patience.
Long lines are one of the worst parts of transportation for me as well. When I'm in a hurry and I see a long line, I immediately feel pressure in my mind and body. I start thinking, maybe I will be late, and I become frustrated even before the trip begins. And sometimes people try to skip the line, and that makes me upset because it's not fair. Waiting in lines creates stress before we even step into the bus or train. It's a problem everywhere in the world.
Transportation problems are really life problems because they affect everything: work, school, relationships, and emotions. When transportation is bad, the whole day can become bad. I think many people suffer silently from this stress every day. That makes me feel sad because transportation should help us, not hurt us. I hope in the future transportation becomes more comfortable and more human.
That's a very deep thought, Emma. I agree that transportation stress is a real emotional and physical burden. When transportation fails, our time, energy, mood, and even confidence can disappear. People don't talk about this enough, but it's a real problem for millions of people. I hope one day transportation becomes faster, safer, cheaper, and more peaceful for everyone. Life would be so much easier.
Jack, after talking about problems, I want to talk about the future. Because transportation is changing so much, I feel excited when I think about new technology in cars and buses. For example, electric cars are becoming very popular, and I think they are amazing. They are better for the environment, and they are quiet and clean, which makes traveling peaceful. I hope one day everyone can use electric cars. Not only rich people, but normal people too.
Yes, electric cars are really interesting for me too. I think it's wonderful that we can travel without making so much pollution. The world needs cleaner transportation, and electric cars are a big step in the right direction. I love the idea of driving without listening to a loud engine. It feels more modern and calm. I really hope electric cars become cheaper, so everybody can experience this new way of traveling.
Another thing that surprises me is self-driving cars. A car that drives by itself sounds like a dream and a little bit scary at the same time. Sometimes I imagine sitting in a car and reading a book while the car drives safely and smoothly. That idea makes me excited because I hate driving in heavy traffic. But another part of me is afraid because I wonder, can a computer really protect me better than a human? The future is exciting, but it also brings new fears.
I think the same way about self-driving cars, exciting but scary. If the technology becomes perfect, I think it could make transportation safer than today. Many accidents happen because of human mistakes, not because of the car itself. So maybe a smart computer can help reduce accidents. And that would be incredible. But like you, I still feel nervous about trusting a machine with my life. I guess time will show if the idea is safe.
There is another transportation I love very much: bicycles. I know bicycles are not new technology, but more and more cities are creating safe bike roads, and that makes me very happy. Riding a bike makes me feel free and strong, and it's good for health and good for the planet. I wish more people chose bicycles instead of cars for short distances. I think the future should not be only technology, it should also be simple and healthy choices.
You're right. Bicycles can be part of the future too. I love the idea of biking to work or school without danger from cars. It would reduce pollution, reduce traffic, and improve people's health at the same time. Some countries already have great bike systems, and I think that's wonderful. For me, the most beautiful transportation is the one that helps both the people and the planet. So I hope bikes become more and more popular around the world.
Another big topic in future transportation is air travel. Airplanes help us travel far very quickly, but I hope one day they become cheaper and safer for everyone. I would love to travel to new countries without worrying about the ticket price. Traveling helps us learn new cultures, new languages, and new ideas, and that makes life richer. I want a future where people can explore the world, not only a few lucky people. Travel should be a door, not a wall.
I agree 100%, Emma. Air travel connects the world and brings different people together. I feel emotional when I think about how transportation can build peace and understanding between cultures. But airplane tickets are too expensive for many people, and that makes me sad. I hope in the future, airplanes are faster, safer, and much more affordable. If more people can visit other countries, the world will become kinder and more united.
Another dream I have is about high-speed trains. I love the idea of traveling from one city to another in just a short time without stress. High-speed trains are comfortable, fast, and safe, and the seats are usually big and soft. I imagine eating a snack, looking through the window, and arriving at my destination quickly and happily. I think high-speed trains can make modern life so much easier. I hope every country invests in high-speed rail someday.
High-speed trains are amazing, and I hope the same. They are one of the best transportation systems humans ever created. They're faster than driving and more comfortable than flying, and they don't produce as much pollution. I think if more countries build fast train lines, people will live with less stress and more happiness. I imagine a future where traveling from city to city is simple and enjoyable, not stressful. That would be a wonderful world.
Sometimes I also dream about flying cars, like in movies. I imagine going to work in the sky and arriving in minutes. It sounds crazy, but technology is developing so fast. Who knows what will happen? The idea makes me laugh and feel excited like a child. Transportation of the future can be full of surprises, and that makes me very hopeful.
Flying cars sound funny and exciting to me too. Maybe not tomorrow, but maybe someday humans will make it real. I like to imagine a world where the sky is full of small cars traveling safely like birds. It's a beautiful and futuristic dream. Even if it's not possible now, dreaming about the future gives us inspiration. Human imagination is powerful, and transportation always starts as a dream before it becomes a reality.
So when I think about the future, I feel many emotions: excitement, hope, curiosity, and a little bit fear. Transportation will change the way we live, work, travel, and communicate. I hope the future brings not only faster and smarter machines, but also more kindness, safety, and fairness for everyone. Transportation should make people closer, not stressed or divided. That is my dream for the future of travel.
That is a beautiful dream, and I feel the same way. Technology is important, but the human heart is even more important. The future of transportation should be comfortable, safe, and welcoming for all people: children, adults, the elderly, and people with disabilities. It should be good for the planet and good for our emotions too. If we build transportation with love and respect, the whole world can benefit. I truly hope we see that future in our lifetime.
Jack, today's conversation really touched my heart. We talked about daily transportation, transportation problems, and transportation in the future. And I feel like we learned a lot about life, too. Transportation is not only about cars, buses, and trains. It is about our emotions, our stress, and our dreams. I feel happy because we spoke honestly about both the good and the bad sides of traveling. I also feel proud because our listeners can learn English and learn about real life at the same time. For me, that is the most important goal of the Real Talk English channel.
I feel the same, Emma. Today's conversation helped me understand how transportation affects our feelings every day. Sometimes transportation gives us peace and joy, and sometimes it gives us stress and fear. But talking about it helps us realize that we're not alone. Everyone in the world experiences the same things. I feel connected to our listeners, and I hope they feel connected to us too. That is what makes this podcast meaningful.
I also want to say something to the listeners. If transportation makes you tired or stressed, please remember that it's okay to feel that way. Life is sometimes difficult, and transportation problems can make everything harder. But you are strong, and you are doing your best every day. I hope you can find moments of peace and happiness during your daily travels. You deserve comfort and safety every day.
Yes, and I want to add one more message for our listeners too. Be kind to people when you travel. On the bus, on the train, in a car, or walking on the street. A smile, patience, and respect can make transportation much easier for everyone. We all share the same world and the same roads, so we must care about each other. Transportation is not only a journey from one place to another, it is also a journey of the heart. If we choose kindness, the world will move more smoothly.
Jack, thank you for this wonderful discussion. You shared many smart and emotional thoughts that really inspired me. I feel grateful to talk with you and learn with you every time. And dear listeners, thank you for spending your time with us today. We hope this conversation helps you improve your English and also makes you think about transportation in a new way. You are always welcome on the Real Talk English channel.
Thank you, Emma, and thank you to everyone listening right now. It's a big joy to be here and talk with you, and I hope you join us again in the next episode. We love teaching English in a natural and friendly way, because learning a language should feel warm and human.